Hello there, sir. How can I be of assistance for you today? Thank you very much. Right, what's up, guys? I just stuck in my head. I can't wait for Face Jacker tonight. Fully hyped. New episode tonight. If you guys don't know what that is, a lot of people have been asking me questions recently about why I do those funny accents and stuff. Basically, it's Face Jacker or Phone Jacker, which is a UK TV series, and you guys have to watch it. I've just been watching it over the course of today, and it's just too good. It's too funny. But going back into the commentary of what I actually wanted to talk to you guys about, and so this is the EGL episode 2, where I'm going to talk to you about like how I got up there and what it was like actually going up there and everything before Blackpool. If you missed episode 1, that was just like a general talking about like the people I met there, like Yami and Shane and stuff like that. But travelling up there was very interesting. It was not the best experience, to be honest, but it had some points that kind of redeemed itself. So I woke up and I packed and I got up quite early. I think I got up at like 4:30 AM in the end. Watched some Breaking Bad, which is another TV program that's just absolutely amazing. But there's this thing that everyone does, and it's really weird. Like, everyone gets a LAN cut. They call it a LAN cut, because before you go to these competitive events, everyone gets their hair cut, just so that they can, you know, look cool and stuff. So I thought, you know, fucking what, on a LAN cut board. I'll get on a fucking LAN cut. So I went into hairdressers, and I got this LAN cut. And so I was feeling fresh walking around town, and just before I got my train, which was about a 5.5 hour train journey in the end. So I was, you know, stretching my legs, walking around with my bag. And I think I got some clothes and stuff like that. So after a couple of hours of walking around town, I go to the train station and I get on the train. I didn't have to wait too long, which was good, because I hate waiting at stations. Like, waiting for buses, waiting at stations is just like the bane of my life. I can't stand it. I hate waiting. I would rather walk somewhere than like wait an hour at a bus stop, not knowing whether it would come or not. So it was good that I didn't have to wait. I think I spent like £100 on the train ticket there and back. It was like £98 or something. So it was a fair bit of money to get there and back. And I was kind of hoping that I'd get a seat and stuff. I actually paid by card, which is a bit interesting, because they didn't actually take it off my card till after my holiday. And then I didn't know that I had money still to come out of my account. And then I got myself into debt, which got me in more debt. And I got a bit fucked towards the end, but oh well. The point was, I got on the train. And literally the worst case scenario, like the fucking squalorest shithole of a train, and it was like completely full, and I was like, I'm not going to get a seat, so there's not much point trying. So there's like these little gaps in between the carriages, and I so happened to ended up getting stuck in a very crowded gap in between carriages, which also had a toilet in it. So if you can just imagine this, right? There's like 8 of us in this really small enclosed space. I'm not exactly claustrophobic, but there's only so much someone can take. And so people would like come through, squeeze through everyone, and then go and take a massive shit down. And you could, they came out with like ashamed expressions, because everyone knew what they'd done. You could practically hear the turd slap in the water. It was that close. So it fucking stunk around there. I was claustrophobic. It smelled. It was like being in a fucking like underground, like under the stairs cupboard with, you know, Vanessa Phelps or Jabba the Hutt, or both, to be honest. It smelled like shit, and I was like, my face was stuck against the window. It was like you know, like the Japanese trains and stuff. If you YouTube like Japanese trains and stuff like that, you see them all like squished together in a train. That was me, apart from the fact that someone was also taking a shit every 20 minutes. So it wasn't good. So as you can probably tell, for a few hours I got my phone. I was texting Aaron about Yami, about how bad it was, and I luckily checked my train times, and I said to Yami, I said, if you just wait 5 minutes or whatever at Birmingham, then we might be able to meet up. So luckily Birmingham was a place halfway between where I live in Basingstoke and where we were going in Blackpool, and so luckily I managed to get out of there. Jesus Christ, I started doing some yoga just flat out on the fucking station floor. I was that cramped. Got off. I looked around for Yami and stuff. He was talking to me on the phone like, we're over near the waiting area. I was like, what the fuck? I can't see anyone. And It was because I was looking at Shane, who was one of Yami's friends that went there, and I was looking at him and I was like, okay, he looks kind of like the age, and there was some guy next to him and I was like, okay, no, that's not Yami, because I got so accustomed to the actual online image of Yami that I was just like, no, yeah. But I walked around a couple of times and made myself look like a bit of a twat, and then finally found him. So it was a bit like, oh, yeah, there was a bit of an anticlimax at the end, because I walked past him like 6 times. But yeah, it was good anyway. And before we went, we talked about like how we were going to have a Subway together when we first met. And lo and behold, what do? I walk in and they're already having their fucking Subways, already halfway through. Do you know what I have to settle for? A Burger King McFlurry. It tasted shit. It's not a McFlurry if it's from Burger King, so I weren't happy. I weren't impressed. But yeah, so I had that little eureka moment where I found Yami, and then we got on the train. And to be fair, the next train was actually alright. It was quite spacious, and we all got a seat, and we were all talking, so time passed a little bit quicker. But there was actually a couple of like northerners near towards Blackpool on the train, and we were all tired because we'd been on the train and we were suffering from the equivalent of like jet lag, but on a train. So Yami was stretching a couple of times while we were speaking. And there was this woman behind us who had like a northern accent, and she was, all I could hear was, I heard it, I'm not sure if anyone else did at that point, but she looks over towards, I assume, is her boyfriend or brother or both by the looks of it. They weren't exactly the coolest looking people, but she just looks towards the guy and goes, fucking uni weirdos, fucking uni, look how fucking, he's gonna fucking headbutt me in there, I'm gonna fucking headbutt him. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, what have we let ourselves in for? But yeah, that continued for about half an hour of her just subtly talking about how much she fucking hated Aaron and us and thought that we were all fucking uni weirdos. So I just sat in the corner and kind of just shut up, because I was like, I am not in the mood for this. I was still like contorted from the train journey before, so I was like, oh my god. So I got off that train as fast as I could when it stopped, and we talked about it on the way back. And then we had to find our hotel. Now, our hotel, I had no idea where it was, so I kind of just entrusted it to Yami and Shane. And Shane said that he had Google Maps, but my god, that Google Maps was helpful, but we were still walking around for a fucking hour or so. And we had a lot of big walks in Blackpool in the end, but that was the first of many. And so we were walking around asking people, like, where is this hotel? And it was a bit of a nightmare, but then we collapsed in the hotel when we got in there. It was a really nice place, really nice people. And I just wanted to collapse and sleep for ages, but in the end we had to go to the event and check it all out and then get Yami's wristband. But that's pretty much the story of us travelling up on the train. It's just a standard train journey, really. I've come to expect just a bit shit, but it was definitely worth it. So if you guys want to see what happens next, I think I'll do my next one either on the poker or the clubbing side of things, something a little bit interesting for you guys, or maybe actually the event itself. But anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to start doing some more live comms soon as well. I haven't really done one in a while. But yeah, I'll catch you all later. So, thank you very much and good night.